Today I'm going to unveil the cold email strategy that has consistently helped me book 100 sales calls every single month. And I know it sounds ambitious, but I promise you by the end of this video, you'll have a step-by-step process that makes it mathematically unreasonable not to achieve these results. First things first, let me back up my claims with real results. So as you can see here, this is our closer's calendar. And as you can see, it's filled up with sales calls and real life sales calls. And also our Calendly as far as opportunities goes. And believe me, these results aren't just isolated incidents, they're consistently reproducible. Now let's break down the cold email strategy that's responsible for these results and how you can do the same thing. So before you even think about sending an email, you need to identify your target audience and get a large list of leads. Who are the decision makers in your niche? And it's essential to understand that a one-size-fits-all approach rarely works in the world of cold email. Your message needs to resonate with your prospects' specific needs and their specific pain points. You also need a high volume, so make sure your niche constitutes a high volume, not just people in your neighborhood. Your total addressable market needs to be large. So to find leads, what we do is we go to Instantly's lead finder. So we can search by job titles, we can search by location, we can search by industries, employees, revenue, and much, much more. There's over 80 million different contacts that we're able to tap into. And honestly, this tool is a game changer. So for example, let's just say we want CEOs in the United States and we want the industry to be business services. And we're going to go after marketing and advertising. And we're also going to do the keyword of agency. As you can see here, we have a list of 10,000 people that we have in our total addressable market just using these filters, these people that we're beginning to reach out to. And the cool thing about Lead Finder is it gives us so much information. It gives us the name, the title, the company, the email, phone numbers, location, how many employees, keywords, industry, and much, much more. This is a game changer, and I'm going to show you how we can use this going forward when we're sending cold emails and make it super efficient to do. From a goal perspective, we want to have at least 5,000 leads ready to rock when we want to book this type of volume. And I know this sounds like a lot, but again, Instantly's Lead Finder has over 80 million contacts that we can tap into and growing. The second thing that you want to do is you want to set up the emails and warm them up. And this step might not be as glamorous, but it's an essential foundation for your success with cold email. So first things first is we want to select a reputable email service provider that can suit our needs. We want people with good deliverability rates that can handle the volume of emails that we're going to send. This ensures that our emails reach the inboxes and not their spam. So what we recommend is Google, Microsoft 365. Let's just go ahead and click on the save button. And then we can call this CEO of agencies in USA V1, just because we'll probably create different variations of this in the future. Now what we want to do is we want to click on the little email box on the left-hand side. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do two different ways of adding people. First way is going to be using a Google account. So I'm not going to go into full detail, but what I want to do is point you into the direction of Instantly Accelerator. So they have all these step-by-step guides of how to start your niche, your offer, setup, leads, copywriting, and much, much more. In short, what we want to do is click on the add new button on the top right. If we go to Google, then we'll go ahead and click on Google. So what we need to do is we need to enable the IMAP access from our Google account. So basically we go ahead and log into our Google account. We're going to click on the gear icon. We're going to go to click all settings. We're going to click on the forwarding pop in IMAP. We're going to make sure that it is enabled right here, enable IMAP. Second thing is we click yes. And then there's two different ways that we can go ahead and select a connection option. I'm going to go ahead and show you option one. So here it wants us to log back into the Google Workspace admin panel. Once we do that, we got to just verify it is us. And this will pull up your apps. So all we need to do is go ahead and click app, auth app name or client ID. If we click that, then we just go ahead and copy the client ID to search for Instantly, search, and it will add. And then once it's added, it will look just like this. Once we do that, all we need to do is click login, allow, and we're pretty much ready to go. Let's just confirm that it's in there. And here it is. So there's a couple of other ways that you can do it as we pop this open. You can do it through Microsoft, and you can also do it manually through IMAP settings, which is a alternative way to do that. Cold emailing with fresh accounts can often raise red flags for email providers, potentially leading to lower deliverability rates. To overcome this, we need to warm up our email accounts gradually by sending a small volume of legit emails to build a positive sender reputation before we even start to scale up the outreach. So luckily we can do this directly through Instantly to avoid you landing in spam. This is about a 2-week process that is absolutely paramount for you to do at the volume that we're going to be sending. We can assume that one email can send about 50 emails a day. So if we want to send 500 emails, we need to add 10 emails. If we want to send 5,000 emails emails a day, we need to add 100. And you have unlimited accounts again with Instantly, which is an absolute game changer. So to warm them up, all we need to do is go ahead and click on the fire button. What that's going to do is going to start to slowly send emails back and forth from that email to start to build trust. After the emails are warming up, what we want to do is start crafting our perfect cold email. So to create the campaign, what we need to do is go ahead and click on this arrow. We're going to click add new. We're going to label this marketing agencies V1, consistent with the list that we built. We're going to go ahead and click continue, and then it'll say add some leads to get started. So this is the cool part about Instantly's lead finder. If we go back to the lead finder, it will automatically load the list of leads that we did. So we're going to go ahead and just select the page. We're going to click add to campaign. We're just going to type in marketing agencies V1. We're just going to load them into the campaign. So now we go back to our campaigns and we search marketing agencies V1, open it up, go to our leads, and all of them will be starting to verify it. Within the tool, we can see like the analytics as we start sending, leads, of course, and then now we move on to the sequences. So now when we write the campaigns, what we want to do is start with the subject line. So the subject line is the very first thing that your recipient will see. It's your literally make or break moment. So what we want to do is craft a subject line that not only grabs the attention of the prospects that we're reaching out to, but also provides a glimpse of the value that we're going to be offering to them. We want to keep it short and intriguing. And because we're sending such a high volume of emails, is we want to use something that is called spin tax. Over time, email servers can decrease the deliverability if they see too many similar messages coming from you consistently. And again, one way to avoid this is spin tax. And really what that does is it rotates between different phrases in our email text to make them more unique for each recipient. So let's show you how we can do this with the subject line. Within Instantly, we're going to go ahead and paste random hello, hi, greetings. What we can do is then, since we have the list of leads in there, we can go ahead and click on insert variables in the subject. We can put the first name. We can say how you can add another 10K a month. Basically what this is doing is it's choosing hello, hi, or greetings as the subject line. And then we're going to say their first name. And then we're going to say, here's how you can add another 10K a month. And then when we preview it, hello, Don, here's how you can add another 10K a month. So in this case, we're just going to keep it real short. We're just going to say, hello, Don. Let's just do hey, hi, and not do greetings. Now we need to go ahead and write the body. So in this case, we're going to also use spin tax again for the body of the email. So as we write the email, insert variables right here, comma. And when it comes to formatting the emails, the reason it's so important that we're pinpointed with our niche is so that we can speak to the specific pain points, which is what I had mentioned earlier. In this case, what we're going to do is we're going to do a problem, solution, call to action. And we're going to use a intro, offer, case study, soft call to action format. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and paste this format. So reason I'm reaching out to is we work with niche to achieve desired outcome in time using unique selling proposition, case study. And then we're going to have what's called a soft call to action, which is going to try to promote positive replies essentially. So reason I'm reaching out to is we work with marketing agencies to add another $10,000 in monthly recurring revenue, just 90 days using our social funnel system. We just helped John at ABC Agency add an extra $14,756 a month doing this same process. And then when I say soft call to action, basically what I mean is we're going to say something like, is it okay if I send you over a personalized video with more information? So how we could even spice this up even more is we can add in some pain points. So we could go ahead and click up here. We could say, we know that marketing agencies often struggle with a consistent flow of qualified leads. So now what we can do again is we can also add the spin tax to this. So let's go ahead and select our random. Let's just say we want to test what call to action is going to work the best. So let's go ahead and delete this part. We're going to say, is it okay if I send over some more information or a personalized video? Cool if I shoot you over some more info. All we're going to do is just go ahead and finalize this with a signature. So we can click on this circle on the bottom left, click preview, and make sure it looks good, which looks styled. What we also want to do is go ahead and not just send one email. We want to send a series of emails to these people, because cold email is a game of volume and timing. If you're sending an email and maybe someone's in the middle of something, or maybe the pain point isn't hitting at that specific moment, we want to make sure that we are hitting them at the right time, which again is why we add multiple emails. So let's just say we want to do another email, V2, testing a different framework. Now what we want to do is go ahead and add step 2. We can leave the subject empty to to use the same subject line before, or we can add a different one if we wanted to. And then we go ahead and type a follow-up email. And this again is going to be a very similar framework or a new framework that we can go ahead and test as it pertains to the initial one. So what I typically like to do is I'll do, 3 days, and I'll send a series of about 4 to 5 emails for that specific list that we're going to be using for the campaign. Once the emails have been written, we want to go ahead and save our campaign. We're going to go to schedule, and we're going to pick the schedule that we want to send. I typically like to do Monday through Friday, and like to do a time that I can personally monitor it or our team can personally monitor it and make sure that they're monitoring the replies that we are getting. So once we save the schedule, then we can go to options. Then we can go ahead and click the accounts that we want to use. One email is 50 emails. So after weeks of warming them up, 2 weeks of warming them up, we can select all of the emails that we want to use to start sending them. When it comes to stop on auto reply, I uncheck that, and then link tracking will work if you have the custom tracking domain set up. And then the daily limit again pertains to how many emails that you have added. So once all of this is filled out, all we need to do is go ahead and click save and wait for our emails to warm up, or we can go ahead and click launch and start sending them. Once the campaign is launched, what we need to do is go to our analytics tab, and we need to start monitoring what's working well, what's not working well, etc., etc. So once we have our analytics pulled up for the campaign, we can see how many were contacted, how many people opened it, how many links were clicked if we're tracking that, how many people replied, what is the reply rate, and how many opportunities came from that. As we scroll down, we can see what specific emails they were actually responding to, which allows us to see what is actually working and what's not working well. It's again paramount to analyze this and make sure that you are looking at it consistently and making changes based off of this. And not on the first email, but after a few emails, maybe a few thousand have been sent, that's when you want to actually use the data to then analyze it and see what, again, is working well. Cool thing about Instantly as well is you can use the Unibox. So the Unibox allows us to monitor how many people have responded, who's responded. And when you're sending emails from multiple emails, it's not like they're sending emails back to your inbox. They're sending emails to the Unibox, and you can then monitor it from there. You also have the CRM feature where you can monitor how many people were interested, how many meetings booked, etc., etc. Now it's time to figure out how this math even works and why this is going to be successful for you. Why does this strategy work, and how can I claim that it's mathematically unreasonable not to book a certain amount of calls? So let's break it down with the numbers. Let's say we want to book 100 calls per month as this video claims. So to achieve this, we need to determine how many emails we need to send to get a positive reply and eventually a booked call. So let's just say we have a 5% reply rate. This means that 5% of the emails you send will result in a reply. And out of the replies, we receive 20% that are then positive. This means that 20% of the 5% will be positive, which is about 1% of all of the emails that you're sending. Out of the positive replies, 50% of them will result in a booked call. This means that 50% of the 1%, which is 0.5% of the total emails, will lead to a booked call. So now the number of emails that we need to achieve our goal of 100 calls per month is simply 100 divided by 0.5%, which is 20,000 emails a month. And this will constitute 1,000 replies, 500 positive replies, and 100 booked calls. Think about it. Just a few hours of work could lead to hundreds of potential clients eager to discuss their needs with you. And as always, keep in mind that these calculations are based off of provided percentages, and actual results may vary due to multiple factors like your offer, the quality of leads, and the copy that you are writing. But again, this isn't just theory. This is what I've experienced firsthand and is what countless other businesses have achieved using this same strategy. And to help you get started, I've included a link to Instantly in the description below. And remember, the key is persistence and refinement. Keep refining your approach and you'll be amazed at the results. Thank you for joining me. I can't wait to hear your success stories and see those calendars filling up with sales calls. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with others who could benefit. Until next time, happy emailing and happy selling.